Welcome back to Thursday's show. Oh, there's the crackle. Welcome back, everybody, to Collider Live. It is a pre-tape. There's no lies about it here, but we're letting you know because most likely myself and Cody are going to be in Florida at this point when the show airs. What's that? No, not for this one. But you'll be there for December 7th when we do the spectacular. That's exciting. What a show we have today. It's going to be all Q&A with you guys, the fans, today. And you guys will be calling in. We'll be taking your questions. But we have a really fun crew. Obviously, Cody Hall kicking up the booth out in the back there. We got Mark Riley, Josh McCouga, Catwoman, and Neil.
Is my mic on? Or just turn my headphones all the way down?
No.
Yeah, you're on, Josh.
Oh, there
I
we
can
go.
hear you.
Whoa. Perfect.
They're all
good.
even.
I know. Yeah, my bad on that one. Thank you, though.
Sup
Thank you
with
both.
the spoon.
I was going to eat some of Thad's wife's brownies out there, but then I didn't know if there was nuts in it. And I really shouldn't eat chocolate.
Didn't sound appropriate.
Yeah. Thad's wife made baked brownies.
I said to Christian, where did these come from? And he said, Rachel Silverstreamy's mom.
It was a guess. And I'll tell you why, because on so it was
Swing for the fences,
yeah, because
kids.
on Saturday she brought in a shit ton. And then I realized how with all the bunch of animals that were here on Saturday did not things not go. But I just took a guess.
You said it with such confidence to me.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my God.
it's
I
actually
almost
better.
texted her.
Oh.
Thank your mom for me. She was like, what?
Well, no, she would be like, maybe you ate some of the stuff afterwards. But it was Thad's wife, so that's good.
Is Thad's wife, correct me if I'm wrong, also Amanda?
Yes, correct.
Oh,
Yes.
She,
When
go
Thad and I
Amanda, rock
talk
on.
about things, I always say,
Your Amanda, my
Your
Amanda.
wife.
yeah, like my Amanda or your Amanda.
Right, which makes sense.
Yeah.
You have a wife.
Yeah. You know,
Everybody in here has a fiance or a significant other.
yeah, we've talked about that
We've
before.
talked about this already before, Roxy. Just
Someday.
significantly
But
lower
you know
standards.
what, Roxy? We're all, including you, we're all equally happy and
That's right.
unhappy, so it's okay.
You've got quiet. You got the best fucking deal
I
out
do,
of anybody.
I really do. Okay, I'm very happy. You guys are all doing okay.
I think you can go fuck yourself. I'm pretty damn happy.
Have you seen Josh McCouga's Instagram? I think he's very happy.
I think so too, but it
Yeah.
just look. That's a whole
We
other
all have
conversation.
issues, single or not single, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's okay to have pizza, then you can you'll have to eat all this pizza, but you can't have steak. Well, fuck it, you can have pizza, steak, whatever the fuck else you want. That's basically Doreena's relationship. So good for you.
Speaking of having things that you want, I was in Disneyland this weekend, right? And in downtown
Last
Disney,
weekend.
You
It's
survived.
Thursday.
Oh, sorry. It's past weekend. So they have this craft burger milkshake place, right, in downtown Disney, where you can go and like you order through a window, and they have like regular shakes, and then they have these like, as they call them, crazy shakes. So my little
Getting crazy.
4-year-old niece is up there, and she's like, "I want the strawberry," and I'm like, "All right, I'll get you the strawberry." They should have looked out the window and been like, "That's a 4-year-old ordering it." They brought out, it was like an entire strawberry birthday cake on top of a milkshake, and I handed it to her, and she was like,
Do you know what their policy is, right? Fuck you, you ordered it.
Yeah.
That's how it goes for those
My
places.
brother was like, "What did you get her?" I was like, "She wanted
Did
strawberry."
you finish it?
I mean, we were trying to.
No, you
an
can't.
entire family of 8 couldn't finish it. There was like 4 strawberry
This is
popsicles
what you
jammed
do.
into a birthday cake on top of a milkshake.
But you figure that they would tell you
Challenge
that
accepted.
what you want people to say is, that's probably too big for her.
Yes.
But they don't say that.
No.
You want 6 of them?
Sure.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Look, so like we said, this is it's a pre-tape episode. We're going to listen to you guys and turn those phone lines on. So anything that you want to talk about, you will be. And by the way, you're not watching this live, so you have no idea I'm saying this. So
That's
whoever's
true.
calling in is just going to kind of be calling off their free will. So maybe we also want to tweet it out, Riley. That
Yeah,
we're
we
taking
already
phone-
did.
Oh, look at that.
Don't you get nervous that we're going to do one of these pre-tapes one day and like we're sitting around here talking about like strawberry milkshakes and shit, and something like massive took place this morning.
Yeah.
Like something huge happened today
Well,
in the
no, because people
world.
know it's a pre-tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens on Jedi. We said the same thing. We did the pre-tape Jedi this week, and Ken's like, before you yell at us about the big story about the Ewoks breaking out.
No, I don't mean something massive breaks like that, like bad, like something like
Oh, right. Somebody dies or
yeah,
something.
something.
Right.
I mean, people die every day.
Well,
you
Robert
guys.
Forster died.
Yeah, but like, what if
He
it's
did?
me?
Yeah,
Oh.
Robert Forster died over the weekend.
Yeah.
And that's
he
what-
crushed it in
El Camino?
Oh, was he in El Camino?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, spoiler.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah.
That's okay. People knew that.
Oh my god.
People should have already seen it by Thursday, hopefully.
Yeah,
Holy
it's true.
moly.
But
But like,
anyway,
what if? Okay.
thank you. Well, we
serious
got to
question.
call. We got to hold that serious question. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, this is Caleb from Atlanta.
Hi,
All right,
Caleb.
Caleb, I got
Caleb.
2 questions for you here, Caleb, because we're doing this pre-tape. So the first is that we're going to let you ask any question that you want regarding any movie topic, any TV topic, anything you want to talk about that we will talk about. But I also will ask, we're going to play the contest for you for the tickets on Saturday if you're able to make it. Are you able to make it if you win?
I couldn't make it.
All right, then don't worry about that. We're not going to do the contest for you. What we will do is anything that you want to ask. You have Dorina, you have myself, you have Roxy, Makuga, and Riley. Cody's there too. What would you like to talk about?
Well, first I want to say hi. I've been calling you every day for 3 months, and finally.
There you go.
Well
but-
done.
Go Caleb.
Caleb.
Yeah, baby.
But my question is for Josh.
Oh.
And
Oh.
I'm a young adult. I'm
Okay.
almost 22.
Wow.
So I've got friends. I've got friends starting to get married.
Uh-oh.
So I just want advice for what's the best thing? Like, how do I go into a wedding and get the most out of a wedding?
Okay, well.
Open bar.
Yeah, well, I think the entire table would say open bar is the best part of a wedding.
I don't think he's talking about his own wedding. He's saying he's a wedding attendee.
Yeah, well, that's the
Yeah.
same way.
Yeah.
Either way, open
You
bar.
can't request an open bar.
No,
though.
but
No,
like
but-
as
but
far as
take advantage of
enjoying
it.
yourself.
Oh.
Now, I will say this. I think, yeah, I think that enjoying the open bar is a double-edged sword. It's like you don't want to get too drunk that you can't enjoy the after party because most weddings now have after parties. But you want to get drunk enough that some of those bridesmaids that like were a little rude to you early on in the weekend maybe are maybe you're into you at this point,
Right.
and maybe you want to take advantage of the situation because everybody wants to fall in love at a wedding, and maybe at that wedding you meet the future Mrs. Caleb, or perhaps just a great one-night stand story for you and your buddies
you.
that you can have from a wedding, because a lot of things happen at weddings. Everybody kind of like throws their morals aside, and it's like it's a wedding, nothing bad can happen. It's like spring break.
I like how you paint the narrative as everyone is a Josh Makuga avatar.
Yeah.
Right? It's like because I've
But
heard
also make
That's,
sure
that's
you
the Pandora I want to go to.
make sure you treat that dance floor like it. You want to be memorable for crushing a dance floor at a wedding. Like it is a party, treat it as such.
Yeah.
Can I tune in for a
Sure,
second
whatever
or
you
chime
want.
in for a second? As
Yes.
the second most attended wedding person in the
This
room,
summer?
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I definitely go to too many to count.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if you're trying to get laid or hook up with somebody, that you got to get your picking soon.
Early.
That's
Because
true.
once, I don't know whether you're into men or women, but once the person that you're into is into somebody else, you're
Toast.
screwed.
Toast.
Yeah, because when you find somebody at a wedding, you
hanging
can't
out
be
with
that
the
person who's
staff.
hanging out with all the people at the wedding. Like, it locks in real quick.
Right.
Yes.
So you got to, within the first hour of dancing, probably even before that, rehearsal dinner night before if you're going to that, you got to lock
Yeah.
in.
Otherwise, you're going to end up
No.
with the person that's drunk and crying.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
fine. but,
Or what you can do, what I'll tell you that Winkleman and I did at your wedding, Riley, which is
here we go.
amazing.
Were you single at Riley's
No,
first wedding?
Sadie was with me. She was not my wife at the moment, but what we did, she gives me shit to this day.
And I know exactly,
Exactly what I'm
this
talking
is. This is
about.
great.
So
I
there
would
was-
have done the same.
Yes. So my buddy Adam and I we sat at the same table. Very drunk woman next to us gets up, leaves, causes not necessarily a scene, but she's gone. She's out of commission. Leaves a perfectly good untouched steak right there. We fucking killed that thing.
Yeah, of course you did.
Destroyed that steak.
Yeah, if
Sounds
there's
like a good wedding.
Yeah, ate the steak, ate all the food, and my wife goes, "You just ate that woman's steak." I go, "Guarantee she never comes back and asks for it." Never came back. Of
course.
Eat
And-
all the food is what I'm telling
Yes.
you. Eat all the food.
Especially because people don't eat the dessert because they're already drunk and dancing.
Eat it all.
So go to the tables and
Yeah.
steal people's
Like-
desserts.
Yeah, it's like that guy who's doing all the garbage can diving. Just don't dive in the garbage. Just eat off the tables.
And I will say also, too, is if you're at the table and there are a couple empty chairs, they've already paid for that meal. So make sure you tell the waiter, oh, they'll be back from the bathroom. So that meal comes and you can get a second meal. Because a lot of times wedding food is smaller. Unless it's a buffet, then you can just
No, not
attack
at Riley's
at
wedding.
will.
I gotta be honest. I don't like to eat that much at a wedding.
Gotta
'Cause
soak
I'm-
up the booze.
Yeah, I like to eat my meal, but I'm crushing the dance floor. I don't want to cramp.
There it
Well,
is.
you won't- you
yeah,
won't cramp.
we go for different situations here because you know who also
¿Por qué no
Andrew
los
Freed.
dos?
His wedding, he had sushi from certain places. He had
man.
Italian from different restaurants. You couldn't have pried me away from this.
no,
stuff.
I know.
Even if I was single, I don't give a shit about getting laid. I'm eating all the food.
I
No,
went
it's
to
not about getting laid only. Like, you want to dance, right?
Yes, but you need
I'll sacrifice
fuel
for the
for
food.
energy.
But you can
if
do
I
both.
eat too much, I cannot dance.
Well, that's
Right.
because you have a
I'll
weird stomach.
sacrifice.
Yeah,
you
that's
haven't
true.
pooped since 2006.
That's
I'll
very,
sacrifice.
very true.
Well, hopefully we
It's
answered all
fucking
your
nightmare.
questions. Thank you so much for the
He
phone
already
call.
left.
Also,
Yeah,
big
a
faux
long
pas.
time ago. He's
Don't
at a wedding.
Yeah.
Big faux pas. Do not be the drunkest guy at the wedding and make a scene and like break something, because
You'll be remembered for it.
Yeah, you will. I've never been that guy, but I've been close to that guy. But other people have taught me you definitely don't want to be the drunkest guy at the wedding and embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know who did that at my wedding?
Mark Ellis.
Mark Ellis was the drunkest guy at my wedding. He passed out of the fountain. My mother-in-law said, "Who is the 8-year-old on the thing?" That's Mark Ellis. Oh, my God. And every time my dad sees him to this day, I remember being the most shit-faced guy at the wedding.
That's great.
Yeah, and it was all for
stuff.
wine and beer.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You can
Cody,
get
let us
drunk on
know
anything if you try
on the
hard
next
enough.
call,
It's on my
please.
gravestone.
Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got? Hello? Hello?
Oh, it's Brett from Tampa again.
Oh, all right. You're going to try again here. So, look, there's 2 things for you. 1, you're going to try to win the tickets. 2, you are going to whatever you want to talk about, any movie topic, any TV topic, anything in general that you want to ask. Somebody just asked us about a wedding. So anything you want to ask, you can have that in your back pocket because I know you're here to play for those tickets. So Josh McCouga is going to ask you a question. You have an Ask a Schmo option. You have Roxy in the room. You have Dorina in the room. You have Riley, McCouga, myself. And nobody ever asks Cody. You can ask Cody also.
You don't have to do that.
Well, but they can if they want to.
They sure can.
Okay.
Please
All right.
Okay.
Well, actually, Christian,
Yes.
I actually won tickets last week,
Yeah.
and I don't actually have anybody else to bring besides my girlfriend, so I'm actually good with those tickets. I thought you guys were just taking calls
Okay.
also.
All right. Well,
There it is.
okay, then we won't do the contest then. Yeah. So we are taking a call. What would you like to talk about today?
So I'm a huge fan of the Joker, obsessed with it. I've seen it twice now. And I believe you said when it was coming out and the trailers were coming out that you said it looked like Taxi Driver, Mean Streets,
King of Comedy.
King of Comedy.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge classics fan, but there's still a bunch of classics I still haven't seen because I'm only 22. I haven't seen any of those 3. I wanted to know, is the Joker, after seeing it, is it similar to those 3, and how should I prioritize watching those 3?
I say yes. There's some. I say more so. I would take Mean Streets out of there. I'd say more so King of Comedy and Taxi Driver.
And Network as well.
Yeah, Network for sure. I would start with
Network.
Taxi Driver. I think you'll see the similarities with Taxi Driver for sure, and then go King of Comedy, especially with the correlation with De Niro in there, obviously. But those are the 2 I would say definitely. And I think Network, if you haven't seen it, just in general, you should just see that movie. It's a great movie.
Okay. Yeah, I'll add that one too.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for the phone call, man. Appreciate
I
it.
still haven't seen Joker. I got to get on that.
You got to
You
see
gotta
it,
get
man.
on
Yeah,
that.
you really do.
I still don't know if you're gonna like it.
Okay.
I
I will
think
say
you
my
might.
cousin texted me this weekend and he said, because I hadn't seen the Joker, but I told him, I said, like, listen, from all my friends, it said it's like a very it's a crazy kind of movie. And he's like, you did not prepare us well enough. My wife and I are very disturbed by
Yeah,
the
that's
Joker.
that's the thing going into it. I think you are prepared for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my friends have been here. My friends that saw it this weekend, they're like, I don't understand what the hype was all about. I thought it was like they really liked it, but they didn't understand why people were saying it's disturbing.
Yeah.
It is disturbing,
It is.
but there's
'Cause
other
you probably
movies
have
out
really
there that are
crazy,
much more
disturbing
Right.
things.
I don't know if there are movies out there that are more disturbing than this.
There's a
I
lot.
feel like this is. I watch pretty disturbing movies.
Was
I
it
feel like this
Midsummer
is-
more disturbing? Yeah.
Oh, easily.
I-
Yeah.
but I feel like
well, I
this
guess
was
it's in a
more-
different way.
yeah.
You're right. This is more like close to our like
Society.
mirroring society.
I-
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
Yeah.
what disturbs me
Yeah.
more. Things that are like, oh, I could see something like this. I could see this on this planet.
Sure.
Right. Or we're seeing it.
Josh,
right?
the reason I don't know if you're gonna like it that much is because like you love and happiness and things that don't make you want to like jump off of a building, and
Makes sense.
there's nothing about this movie that caters to that part of you.
Hmm.
Like no part of this is like that's heartwarming. I like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
also-
fun.
Like, it's
not
not a-
no
it's-
No,
part.
but-
It's not funny. It's not like it's a drama.
But there's a
It's-
difference, though. I think that when you prepare yourself to go into a movie like that and you're expecting it to be funny, if you know that this is what you're getting, I think like you won't be scared of this movie at all.
Right.
But I think you'll definitely be like, if you know that you're gonna be wow, like you're not gonna walk out happy. It's just not one of those movies. I think you'll really enjoy this movie.
Well, are there
Yeah.
movies that you like like dramas that you can remember you actually think that's a really good movie? I just don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
Drama thrillers though.
Yeah.
Not
All the
drama.
time.
Because it's
Not
like
just
it's like I
drama.
guess it's like a horror drama to
Yeah.
me.
No, because yes, like the movies that you're talking about, dramas, yeah, because you like good movies.
Yes.
But this is it's a scary movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
it's scary.
I do.
It's a.
I think it's
a
scary in a sense. I think it's scary in a
psychological
sense that
horror
someone can go down that path type of thing.
Yeah.
But I think when I think traditional horror movie, I don't really think it is.
Well, but in the recent years, horror has the genre has been evolving, where we
Yeah.
are getting like most horror movies that are taken seriously are the Midsummers of the world, and
Right.
those are more disturbing. Those
Right.
are more like going into
Like, I
human
saw Get Out
psyche,
once.
right?
I'll
And-
never watch that
Yeah,
again.
it's not
Yeah.
like this.
But you thought it was
It's-
good.
Yes.
I think that
Yeah,
you
so
will
it's like that.
I think you'll definitely think this is good. I just don't think you'll like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like Get Out.
Like I like
at all.
action dramas. I don't like drama
Right.
thrillers
Yeah.
per se. But I don't.
Yeah, you
sometimes
like
there's
Seven.
yeah, I do like Seven.
Oh,
That's
really?
Yeah, I do like
See,
Seven.
yeah, if you
right.
can handle 7, you're
Yeah.
going to be able to
Oh,
handle
yeah.
Joker.
Yeah.
I
I
can't
guess
handle it. I just don't. Well, we'll see.
But
We'll
Gone
see.
Girl?
I think I
The
like
Gone Girl?
fascinating part, though, Gone Girl's good.
Yeah.
Gone Girl. I like, but I'll never watch it again.
Right. And that's
Right.
probably
So
the
it's
same
like
way
that.
you'll feel
Same
about
as
this.
like
The
Gone Baby
fascinating
Gone.
part to me is that this sort of fear mongering going on around this movie of like, oh, it's too disturbing. Yes, it is disturbing, but it's interesting to hear so many audience members that have told me, like friends that have seen it that aren't comic book fans. They're like, I don't understand what's disturbing about it. It's showing how we don't help people, and then society creates monsters of these people, and so we should be kinder to people. It's interesting to hear that
Yeah,
perspective.
we talked about that last
Wow,
time.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
feel that way at all.
Yeah, that's been a very popular
Yeah.
part of it. Now, it has been a lot of narrative, not for everybody, but it has been out there for sure.
I don't necessarily like Marilyn Manson's music, but sometimes he makes very good points about certain things. And when the Columbine shooting happened, somebody asked him, it was like, a lot of these guys said something about their music, and he's like, what would you say to them? And he's like, I wouldn't say anything. I would listen to them because clearly nobody else listened to them.
Right.
And I think like sometimes Marilyn Manson says some pretty good things as far as like what humanity's like because he sees it from a different perspective than a lot of people.
Yeah. Ugh. I think we should be kinder to people, but like
Doesn't mean go
we
nutty.
didn't do that.
Right.
You always have a choice.
Yeah.
You don't have to murder
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
yeah.
We're not talking about that. The distinction is more so that you don't have to. We don't agree with the actions that certain people take, and we would never do those things. But we can understand how somebody can feel so hopeless.
Right.
Does that make sense?
But
So there's that distinction. To
Society
make there.
didn't make anybody into a serial killer.
No, I agree.
A person does that.
I agree, but
And
there's also
we should be kinder, but like also raising your kids.
right.
And
Agreed.
But also, there's a systemic problem where there's people that are in certain situations that aren't getting the help that they need, and in the sense of like the government cutting mental health funding, right? There's all of these things that do affect these things that happen because not everybody is as lucky to grow up as us with like a loving family. Does that make sense? So
yeah,
Yeah.
I still just can't believe it.
Yeah. All right, let's
still
take
can't
another
believe it.
call. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
My name is John Paul Jones.
There he is.
My
There.
friends call me John Paul Jones. So you can call me John Paul Jones.
Anytime, and I'll tell you what, John Paul Jones, you scored a winner there with Tasha. I got to tell you, good job on
So
you.
they're still doing the
yeah,
damn
still
thing.
together, man. Those two. Would you let her go if you were him? Crazy.
No, she is gorgeous.
The
and
hottest
great.
thing that ever walked onto that show.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Although
And-
I feel
and
like
just
she should have
cool.
been with Derek, though.
No, Derek stinks.
Really?
All right.
I like Derek.
Stinks.
If Derek was the
Well done,
Bachelor,
Katie.
I would go on
Really?
I wouldn't.
if they'd invite me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
That
JPJ,
was
what
a
do you got
plea.
for us today?
And Mike.
Well, this is Scotty from Monterey. I did that Collider Live cartoon that you guys pulled up and had on the Facebook.
Oh,
We love that one.
Which one? The one that made me look like a monster?
No. Was that the one? No, that was a different one. That was a different
It's the
one.
one where we're all
We're
in the room.
Oh, that one was dope.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
So what do you got for us, Scotty? What's going on today?
Well, I appreciate the love for Midsummer that I picked up on there, but I wanted to go on a little lighter note here. Wanted to talk some yacht rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh,
So-
this
and
is your
Yeah,
day.
you want
Hey,
to talk
wait,
about
Scotty,
that with Riley, right?
Scotty, have you seen El Camino yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, 'cause there's a couple
I wanted
yacht
to
rock
watch it
songs
this
making
weekend,
appearance.
but never got around.
I still
Okay.
don't even really know
What
yacht
is the
rock
most famous yacht rock song?
I mean, that's kind of a hard. Yeah, but sailing. Yeah, Christopher Cross Sailing is probably
now
the
I
most
get it.
famous. It's 70s, 80s. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Well,
It's
what's-
70s,
Wait, what is
80s,
Sailing?
easy listening. Christopher Cross Sailing. Is the name of the man is Christopher Cross. The song is
What
called
about
It's
David
kind of
Gray?
like
No.
stuff you would
I
hear.
love
the
David
90s.
Gray.
Me
He's
too.
great.
90s.
It's like stuff that you would hear on like soft rock, like 103.5.
Wait, can
Yeah,
we play
but
Sailing for a second? Do I know it?
No.
But
it's not.
it's a particular
Really?
time of music. It's the mid to late 70s, early 80s, easy listening rock and roll.
Kenny G?
No.
No. I don't
Kenny
know.
G
No.
doesn't sing. He
More
only
like
plays
I
a-
don't
saxophone.
get it either.
Like,
But let Scotty ask this question.
Yeah.
He wanted to ask the yacht rock.
Well, you guys have already kind of hit on it, but I was going to ask, like, what is your quintessential yacht rock song?
There you
I've got one in mind.
Okay, what's yours?
So Mine is The Peg by Steely Dan. What do you think of that?
Good
Peg
one.
is a great
Can
song.
you sing it?
Peg.
Hello, Peg. I'm gonna buy you something at the store, then I'll drop you off, and then you want some more.
Oh yeah, I know it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
That's not yet.
It's not yet.
You can sing it, Scotty. Do you have the tune in your head? Peg's a great song. Then.
Your picture.
Yeah. Your name and lights above it. Bam, ba, dam. Bam, 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 ba, dam.
And when
So
you
good.
smile
For the camera. You know I'm gonna love it. Dum, ba, dum.
So do I just not know the song?
It's from Steely Dan, one of the greatest yacht rock bands of all time. Steely Dan has Hey 19, Peg, Asia. I mean, the list goes on for
So
Deacon Blues.
is it possible I've never heard a yacht rock song?
No, you've
No,
heard
you
a ton
have.
of yacht
Oh,
rock songs.
okay.
Like you
wouldn't
know,
it.
like Kenny
I know
Loggins,
Steely
Michael
Dan.
McDonald.
Kenny Loggins, Messina
country
Loggins.
person?
No, Kenny Loggins
is
did
not-
Top
Top
Gun.
Gun.
Kenny
And
Loggins.
Playing,
She's
playing
thinking-
with Footloose.
You're
Footloose.
thinking of Kenny Rogers.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
the Gambler, which could
yeah.
also be considered some yacht rock because the Gambler does cross. There are certain artists that cross over, like Fleetwood Mac.
I
There are
love
some
Fleetwood
Fleetwood
Mac.
Mac could be considered yacht
Yeah.
rock.
Like what?
I got a
Like
question
Steely
for-
Dan
wait.
isn't all yacht rock.
No,
but
So
it's
correct.
is all of Kenny Loggins yacht rock?
No, no,
is,
no.
is the theme from Over the Top considered yacht rock?
Yes,
I love it.
100%.
Okay,
That's a
I'm with
great
you.
yacht rock
It's a
song.
Is
good
there?
one. Meet me halfway across the sky.
Could you be yacht rock today?
No.
Oh, you could not come out with a yacht rock song
Maybe,
today.
but now there's bands that are newer that are kind of meshing those sounds. Like
Yeah.
there's if you should listen to Mild High Club and let me know what
Oh,
you
okay.
think. So there's indie bands that are basically kind of trying to bring back like the 70s,
Totally.
like sort of soft rock,
Yes.
easy listening.
Well, a lot of those
sounds.
bands started like covering yacht rock tunes
Right.
too.
Riley, you're
And-
part of the Mile High Club. Is that right?
But to answer your question, Scotty,
I mean, I don't understand why, but I mean, yes, I am.
Are
actually.
you? I didn't know that. Look at you.
Well done.
What a girl.
So wait, what's your song?
on my Mount Rushmore of like yacht rock artists
You
and
got-
bands, you've got Ambrosia.
Yeah, I heard
right?
her.
You've got Hall & Oates.
I like them.
Yeah.
You've got Christopher
There you go.
Cross, and you've got Michael McDonald, and everything else
Yeah.
is a derivation of those
Right.
four
Like
artists.
Crisscross, the 1991 hip hop band.
Would
Okay,
you call
thank you so
Toto?
much for the call.
Would you put Toto in
Absolutely.
there?
I know
Okay, good.
Toto.
Then Toto's mine.
See, there
The
you go.
dog?
Asia.
Yo,
Toto, no, come on, like Rosanna.
Toto.
I mean, are we
Rosanna.
gonna just like,
Africa?
move
Yeah,
on?
Africa,
or-
yeah.
I would love to. Okay, let's
Oh,
take
we're
a
gonna
let's take a
ask
Christian
phone
doesn't
call.
like
about
this
it.
stuff, so he just moves on.
No,
No,
we've been talking about it for 10 minutes.
I want to.
3, but it's
I
We
wanna
talk
talk
about
about-
Star Wars for an hour on this show. It's
Yeah. You
wanna
okay to
talk-
talk
you wanna do-
about
yeah.
music for 10
Hey,
minutes.
no,
If we
that's
talk
not what I
about-
want to
yeah.
talk about at all. I want
What
to
do
go
you wanna
back
talk
to
about?
Riley. What? Like, have you guys ever pictured Riley having sex before this moment on an airplane? Because I don't know how you like.
Yeah, thanks, Roxy.
I
Right?
prefer we could move on.
I picture.
But like, what? How did it happen?
No, let's talk about yacht rock.
I'd rather
What,
talk about
what,
yacht rock
what,
than-
what is happening?
Was she,
Riley was in
like-
the Mile High Club.
Was she
apparently.
like your girlfriend or like a stranger on an airplane?
She was
You got yourself into
ex-wife,
this.
I'm guessing.
she was my ex-wife.
Yes.
How does that
look at
happen?
this.
Sweet ass.
Wait, so let's hear this. We can't hear this.
Ex-wife.
We can't
It
talk
was
about
it was on our way to the honeymoon.
Good
And
for
then,
you.
weren't you
Good for
nervous?
you.
Those bathrooms are small.
Little bit.
Yeah, small.
Did you
Bathrooms
have
small.
any? You guys joined the Mile High Club?
Yes.
Yes. Have you guys
Girlfriend
not
or
done
random?
it in the?
Random.
On the plane?
See,
Crazy.
that's
Yeah.
for me.
But
That's the
then
real
you get
Mile High
stuck
Club.
with them if
What
it
did
goes
you guys
wrong.
do?
Yeah.
Just make eyes at each other
Were you
across
sitting
the room?
next to each other?
Yes.
See, you can't. You don't want to do that.
No,
What-
I don't
Is it
want
So
awkward
here's
the
what
whole
happened.
ride?
Well, no. Here's what happened. So
Oh my God.
here we go.
I did this.
My wife. She can't listen to this. So it was the day.
This is before you met her.
Yes, it was. This was the day that the U.S. lost to, I believe, Belgium in the 2010 World Cup.
So you were mourning.
It was July.
Yeah.
It was in July. It was a 4:00 direct flight, L.A. to Pittsburgh.
Okay, so you got time.
Got
You
time.
got time.
So I got to the airport early to watch the soccer game because I knew that, like, time pending whatever, that I was going to miss part of the game. So I got to the airport early, and this girl was sitting next to me at the bar, and I had a Pittsburgh shirt on because whenever I fly to Pittsburgh, I always put a Pittsburgh shirt on. Also, I own, like, my entire wardrobe is Pittsburgh. Anyway, so we start talking, and we knew a couple people in common. She was also flying to Pittsburgh. Then it was, it was the direct flight. The flight didn't take off until like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then we got on the plane. It got delayed. The plane got delayed. So we were just
Drinking.
sitting there. We started drinking, started hanging out. The lights go down. It's an overnight flight. So, you land in Pittsburgh, landed in Pittsburgh like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So it was night out.
Who initiates the call? Let's go to the bathroom.
Oh, no, it wasn't in the bathroom. It was in the seats.
Wait.
Yeah. But that's
With a
the
blanket.
thing.
With a
yeah,
blanket.
that's the thing. It's with a
Wait,
blanket.
wait. Explain yourself.
Okay.
But were you guys actually like? Because
The
like,
ones who are sitting next to you, obviously.
I've done that
Okay.
with a blanket, but we're playing with each other and we're doing
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Not
not-
Diddling
like
on
how-
the plane.
Yeah,
You guys
not-
are both
you
disgusting
can't,
animals,
like-
by the way,
yeah.
because someone needs to sit there on the next flight.
Yes.
Not like
It's-
how do you have
people
sex?
puke on
like,
planes. That's
seriously,
way grosser.
Logistically.
Here's how it happened. So she had like one of those neck pillows. This is terrible. All right, so we had the blankets. I had a blanket and like she had a neck pillow and whatever. And so we were like having some drinks. We start making out and like one thing leads to another. And then I kind of just like slid next to her. And so she was like against the window and it looked like we were kind of both looking out the
Cuddling.
window and cuddling. And
Wait, from
we were-
behind?
From behind.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't know how people
Wow.
don't see that.
It was very
It just
dark and
looked- it
everybody
looked like
around us
cuddling.
was like, yeah,
Okay.
and we were like very inconspicuous for
Right.
sure.
He wasn't like,
Yeah, it wasn't like
Yeah.
it wasn't like
Because that's how I
Welcome to
picture
Pound Town.
Makuga doing it.
right, like a wild man.
Did you get her phone
I'm busy
number?
here. Bring back the ginger ale
Yeah,
later.
we actually ended up talking for like 2 or 3 months and like sort of semi-dated
Right.
when we got back to
Oh,
LA.
okay, so it was a
But,
thing.
Well,
But that was
and
the
no-
first
And
day
you're
I
just
met
the
her.
No
diddle
flight
monster, apparently.
attendant ever.
Yeah, we made each other.
Diddle.
It was literally like maybe 90 seconds.
When no
was
flight
quick.
attendant walked by. Were you like, this is awesome?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is,
Wait, what's
Was
the
that-
weirdest place you guys
Wait,
have
is that a husband
Yes.
or random?
No, it was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not random. I don't.
You can't do the random.
Well,
Okay.
because we
He's
get
disgusting.
murdered or raped.
True.
So,
All right. Well, I don't know if
As
that's
women,
that extreme.
so, yeah.
I feel like me and you are. This has never happened.
No,
you did do the plan. You got yourself.
Oh!
You brought this up. You brought this up.
Oh, really? I can't picture Briley. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah. And here comes
Hey!
no, I've done the diddling on the plane
diddle.
before
Oh.
too.
It's got to be nighttime. You got to get a blanket. You can't be
It's
just
gotta
like
be
openly
nighttime.
diddling.
Yeah, like I would like to, but I don't understand the physically going to the bathroom part. Like I will
Stinks
say
in
that
there.
one
Yeah,
time,
it's terrible.
what did happen was, an ex and I. Okay, yeah, you guys know who he is.
Oh, all right.
Went into
Look
the
at this.
bathroom and then like panicked because it was
Oh.
like
You were gonna try to
somebody's like
do it.
knocking on
Yeah.
the door and it's like
Someone needs to scream out, "I got the shits."
like whatever it is.
I'm pooping.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is just like too.
Wait, did they knock while you guys were trying?
Yeah, well, we weren't even trying yet. Like we had just gotten in there, and then like there's a knock, and I was like,
Right.
I don't.
I just farted. It smells real bad. Come back later.
Right.
I don't deal well with those
Go
situations.
to the other one.
Yeah.
There's literally
Yeah.
3 other ones.
Well, now
Yeah.
you know to just bring a giant blanket next
right.
time.
So you just did diddle. You're diddlers.
Yeah, yeah.
Me, leave me the fuck alone. I'm sleeping. We'll do it in the hotel.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something cool
But
about
old
the
man
plane,
forever.
though.
I mean, listen, when you have just met a girl and you're drunk on like 30 vodka tonics, the sky's the limit.
Can I ask you a
Literally.
what's
question?
the
Literally.
weirdest?
Wait,
Wait,
This is the really intimate question, and you don't have to answer it if you
Please
don't want
answer.
to.
Did you
But
use protection?
yeah, how do you? How did you do that?
I had it in my
In his
to-go
wallet.
in
Yeah,
my
always have protection,
yeah,
Karen.
in my carry-on.
But and you like.
But if you didn't use protection, would you have said it?
Would I have
So-
said
so
that
that
I
you
didn't
didn't?
use protection?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would have answered the question honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I just like can't imagine. Like, what'd you do with it
What do you mean?
afterwards?
Garbage when they came to pick it up. The garbage.
In the puke bag. I put it in the puke bag and I threw it in
Right.
the bathroom.
Don't touch that, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cody. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
What a call.
Hey, this is Scott from Ohio.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
What's going on?
Sorry you had to call in after that.
I don't
one,
even think he
He
knows
doesn't-
what
he didn't
happened.
hear.
He doesn't
He
know what
can't.
happened yet.
Makuga, I knew you were gonna say something.
Wait, did you know?
I'm-
Did
No,
you? You
no.
didn't hear what happened.
just
okay.
knew
All
me
right.
first.
All right. Hey,
minute.
what's
Wait, but let me tell you this.
Yeah.
What way to jump in on a conversation when you start hearing about protection
Oh yeah.
and condoms
Yeah. Right.
Rubber
and then
Johnnies.
puke bags.
That's right, man.
I mean, it was like
filthy. Just filthy.
something from my college days.
Yeah, it's filthy.
True.
All right. So what do you got for us today?
Don't fucking this
I
girl
really
in a
don't have
barn.
jack Shit.
What's that? You
Whoa,
know shit?
whoa, whoa, Makuga? What was that?
No, that was Christian.
No, I wasn't. It wasn't me.
Oh,
What's
Christian, you're out of control.
There
I
are
got nothing.
cameras.
I'm just so happy to actually call in and talk to you guys. I've been watching you guys since 2013.
Oh man.
Are you from Chicago?
No, Ohio.
Ohio.
You're from there?
Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. I'm from Cleveland,
Oh.
actually.
You sound like you're from Chicago.
That Midwestern
Ohio.
accent gets
yeah.
Yeah. So what do you got for us
Does it
today?
get a little confusing?
for Roxy.
I'm just so confused. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Help.
Because once you get past Massachusetts, Scott, they don't understand that other people have accents.
Were you
Because
Roxpo?
it's just
What was
like,
Roxbo?
Ramby.
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 That was who Ramby was. All right, so-
It's just so hard for me.
Yeah.
I don't understand this world.
yeah.
Sometimes that's
That
very
was
true.
so good.
I just gotta say, you guys are like the kings and queens of sound bites
Oh, thank
that you give me to use in my household.
Thank you so
My
much.
wife absolutely hates me.
Oh,
What do
good.
you use the most?
Whenever-
Yeah, Pert.
Oh, I use all the time 8 and 9, and I use it like around her friends,
That's a good one.
and she's like, "What the fuck are you
Is it?
doing?"
Those are the ones that
What
have
are
stuck
you
with me
talking
too.
about?
Same.
I cannot hear somebody say 8 and not say
Same.
And I do
9
it, yeah,
forever
sure.
in life.
Until we die, we will hear
Yeah.
that.
I
yes.
cannot help it.
Someone said it. I can't remember someone the other day. Even though it was the thing I brought up on the show, but it was. I can't remember where we were. And someone said, "Well, maybe I don't want that." I said, "Maybe I don't want you, Joba." And then I hear, and then my little one goes, "Pout."
Yeah. Now, yeah, it's
So,
it's like a
Yes,
it's
sir.
always
You'll
there.
love this one. Let me tell you this one. So I'm a high school teacher. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
Yeah.
I am
I've read sex in my
Hero.
classroom.
crazy when I'm in class. So after you did your German impression
Yes.
at one time, I will be in the middle of teaching, and I'll just scream out, "I do the teacher night!" And the kids will just,
They love it.
they will look at me
Oh.
like a psychopath.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
And-
that's what the German does. That's
Yeah.
what the German does. German,
Yeah, oh, yeah, I
German
can't
is the
help it. You know, I'm
scariest
just a crazy
language
person.
that is out there. It is. It really
German and Russian, they both are really tough to listen
Yeah.
to when somebody is.
is. Yeah, yelling at you.
Well,
All that
you guys
is, I
are-
love you so much. That's all that's saying.
You guys are bearing a lead here. Are you like on your break or something? That
no,
you're
it's a middle
calling?
class.
Yeah, are you calling while your
So,
class
no,
is?
we actually don't have any kids today.
Oh,
so
nice.
this is like the first time really I've ever had a chance to like watch you guys live, even
Oh,
though it was
nice.
a short episode.
Nice.
So I have been trying to call in on my phone. I'm like that dude in a relationship who just fucked up and he like calls his girlfriend like 50 times.
Like
And
swingers.
I really think I have about 75 calls on my phone just trying to get in.
Well,
I've
there you
tried
go.
it too,
I actually
man.
managed to do it.
Well, there we go.
You're
It's just,
here.
yeah, it's just like that scene in Swingers with Favreau.
Hell yeah.
So there you go. Well, listen, thank you for calling us.
We appreciate
really
you.
appreciate you
Thanks for
calling.
teaching our youth.
Pleasure, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makuga, does it hurt you to know that the Browns have the same record as the Steelers?
I wouldn't say it hurt me, but I am very much looking forward to our two meetings this year because I think they're going to be fantastic football games.
Oh my God! Listen, I'm gonna try and call back like after we play each other,
Okay.
just to be able to talk to you because I know not too many Browns fans actually call in.
That's very true.
So we got to get something going because yeah, it's gonna be real interesting.
I dig. Let's put a little gentleman's bet. Hit me up on Twitter.
All
Who
right.
do you guys think is
Thank you for the call.
Thanks
biggest
for the call.
rivalry in NFL?
Steelers Ravens.
Do you think is the biggest rivalry?
Either that or
Just one of
Cowboys
them.
Giants
I was
probably.
gonna say.
Yeah, but right now, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ravens. All right.
Because you guys don't have anybody in your division.
Yeah.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
no. For all the other sports, I think Boston. With,
Yeah.
Boston, New York,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Giants,
but
New England, when they're playing, when they're
Like,
at
obviously,
their
I hate the Giants,
height.
but-
yeah, well, I hate you guys too. But you know, regular season don't mean shit. It's
Yeah.
all it's Super Bowl. We've done it twice. All right.
Or Bears Packers. I guess Bears Packers is a pretty big rivalry, but lately it's.
You got somebody good? Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, this is Ryan from Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh,
Hey, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan.
What do you got for us today?
Right guy, yeah.
Okay, well, that person that called in live to try to do your mother's impression,
Oh,
sucked,
yeah.
but I wanted to call in and do it for you.
On
Sure.
Monday?
All right.
to make
Yeah.
you laugh.
On Monday, sure. Right. Okay. So look, I'm going to give you a scenario. My mother-in-law.
But he's in Birmingham, so if you win it, if you get it, you can get the tickets. Would you go to Orlando? Birmingham's not far.
So the thing is, I just got hired at a job and I have to work Saturday, but my parents live in Tampa. I could drive home and literally go.
Well, do you want to try to win? You want to try to win the tickets?
Let me try. Let's do it. Why not?
All right. Here we go.
All
So,
right.
we'll give you a chance
great.
to win the tickets by doing an impression of my mother-in-law.
Why doesn't he
But-
answer the question in your mother-in-law's voice?
You want to do that?
Actually, not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. Okay. So
you
you know
guys are
what?
shocked. Roxy had an
So
idea.
here's
idea, Rox.
Here's my mother-in-law trying to answer the question. Now remember, you can use Ask a Schmo here.
Schmo.
Yeah. So all right, Pat. Here we go.
Okay. It's mentioned often on the show, but what ailment usually keeps Riley up at night?
Oh, darn. He's just so wholesome. I can't think of it.
That doesn't sound like my mother.
No.
You gotta do it like my mother-in-law. Remember, that's the whole thing.
So I only met Riley once. And I think it was at a party. But the TV keeps turning off, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not
Can
gonna-
I ask your show?
It's not bad. It's not.
You gotta hit
You
behind
gotta,
him.
you gotta go higher.
You gotta hit behind him.
Yeah.
Can I ask your Schmo.
You're getting better, but you're just not
not
good. You gotta think like Emo Phillips.
Christian, the TV turned off.
You're getting better.
It's getting
Okay,
better.
all right. So what was so ask the schmo? Okay. So who are you asking in the room? You got Dorina. You
I'm
got.
asking Roxy.
You're asking Roxy.
Y'all underestimate her smart.
All right,
Thank
cool.
you so much. Is it the shits?
Oh man. I
What
wanna
keeps
say
him up?
yes.
What keeps
Yeah,
him up at night? Is it the shits?
Definitely the shit.
Oh, no, it's not the shits.
It is not.
That's
We're
okay.
not-
Everybody-
We're gonna
it's
keep.
okay.
All right. Sorry, it's not the shits. We can't tell you
just
what the
sounded
answer
so
is.
convincing.
But you still get to ask a question.
Yeah,
for
you
us.
can ask us. There's something else. You want to talk about anything else?
Sorry,
Or
man.
what?
And
Are
I
you-
knew the answer. I should have set you up for success.
I want you to give your rundown on Devlin Duck Hodges.
Oh.
Let's hear it, man. 'Cause
Oh.
I went to Sanford.
Is that where you went to
That's my
school?
boy.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Duck Hodges started for the Steelers last night. It was his first ever start. He does hold the record in FCS for passing, but they call him Duck because he was like a world junior champion in duck calling. Now, I don't know how you win duck calling contests. Do you know how you win duck calling contests?
Oh,
Colin?
you can.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a
Quack, quack.
I don't know how you win though. Like, do you call and the most ducks show up? But listen, he managed to win a game.
Quack, quack. I got 2 ducks. Quack, quack. I got 3 ducks. Quack, quack. I got 4 ducks. Quack, quack.
Was him doing it on campus.
Because
I watched him film that video.
No shit, that's amazing.
Because
That's the duck
nobody's
sound.
listening to us live, can
Yeah.
I just say it's restless leg syndrome, right?
You just.
Well, no. She said it's not listening.
Nobody's
She said
listening
no one's
live.
listening live, so
Oh,
they
right,
won't
right,
know
right,
coming
right.
back.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
It is. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay, well,
Yes.
thank you for the call.
Sorry, I
everybody
tried
was
to give you an
asking.
easy fake
Yeah, you
one,
really
like
did.
the shit.
Yeah, he wouldn't have the shits every
Yeah,
night.
yeah. I was like looking at you.
I
and
wouldn't
it
be
was
here
funny.
if that,
I
if
thought
that
it
was
was good.
true.
Yeah,
I thought it
I'm
was good.
sorry, friend.
If he had the shits every night, it would be
Keeping
bad.
him up every night.
That would
Yeah,
suck.
it would be
The
bad.
That'd be
thing
the
you would-
worst.
the thing you guys would have liked about last night's game though was going into the first commercial break. They played an electric guitar version of the DuckTales theme song.
Ooh.
Oh,
for
I
Duck-
saw
for
your
Duck Hodges.
tweet on it. All right, well, thank you for the call. We're going to take another one. We've got 1 duck. Quack, quack. Hey, you're on Duck Talk. Who's this?
Who's this, Carlos?
Hey,
Hey,
Carlos.
Carlos. Where are you
Hi,
calling in
Carlos.
from?
I'm calling from Tijuana, Mexico.
Hey. All right, what do you got for us today?
Cholos.
Puro cholos arriba.
No, soy de las Chivas, perdón.
Is
You
Cholos
got
a soccer team?
Roxy, Dorina, myself, McCougs, Cody, and Riley.
Awesome. Guys, just big fans. Wanted to thank you guys for everything. Special shout out to Dorina and Makuga.
What up?
We just high
I met
five,
you guys
Carlos.
in San Diego Comic Con.
Oh, what's up, man?
How are you? You got a question for us today?
I think we lost him.
Oh.
No,
I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Everybody do your best duck impression.
I just did one.
Let's hear it. What's yours? Oh, you guys are Affleck. Riley?
Quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth.
I got
pretty
a good
good.
Riley. I fucked my ex-wife on a plane.
Do me a favor. Don't say that out loud again.
Go like this
All right.
while you do
You said it.
I did not. I just confirmed.
Oh, sorry.
Dorina.
Manden. Oh,
Okay, look, what's your name? Where you're from? Let's take the call.
All right. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who we got?
This is Jeremiah Morris from Indiana.
Jeremiah.
hello,
Hey.
Jeremiah.
What do you got, Jeremiah?
I had a quick question, actually two, if I could. One is kind of not so serious. With Roxy being there, what kind of new and exciting segments were we going to get without Christian holding you back?
What was it?
What
Tech
kind
support?
of new?
What kind of new and exciting segments are we going to get without Christian
Holding
holding
back.
Oh, yeah, Christian, why are you holding
Just suck a cock. I'll tell you what.
Well, we're gonna do a
What
lot of
a,
duck talk.
what a shit question.
Christian?
Jeremiah, that's a
Been
good
wondering my
burn.
whole life.
As
Why are you holding
yeah,
me
as opposed to a
back?
nice question. Hey, now will things be a little different?
You know what?
Holding you back.
You know what I will say though? I think
Stick up
people,
your ass.
I think people call into the show and think that is a nice. Like I bet he is a fan of yours.
I think
and
that's
like,
a nice way to ask.
Like didn't just freaked and didn't know how to ask. It.
Or he's just being a douche.
Which one
I
is
think
it?
I think it's constructive
He's
criticism.
still on the phone.
Yeah.
He's still on the phone. Let
Jeremiah,
the
you
poor
weren't
guy.
being a douche, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
No.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Christian, I will say this. I'll say this, and it's pre-taped, so if we want to cut it out, we'll cut it out. Christian has put me on Schmoes. Christian put me on DC Movie News. Christian put me on Collider Live. So if anything, he's propelled me, not held me back. But I'm definitely going to have fucking whack segments without you.
Yeah. You have to talk about Yacht Rock for fucking 45 minutes. That'd be great.
I don't know shit about Yacht Rock, but we definitely are going to talk about like my poop stories, really turn on that audience.
Man, we just lost all the audience we thought we had.
Getting
Let's,
yeah.
Good. Okay, good
story.
Good question.
Here's the second one. We cut him off.
Yeah. No, he doesn't get a second one.
No.
Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
I wanted a second one.
Yeah.
Me too.
Hey, man, this is Brandon from Missouri.
What's up, Brandon? What do you got?
Yeah, I was wondering, with the release of Disney Plus next month and then obviously the Peacock app coming in 2020, do you guys think that the days of like a Dish Network or a DirecTV, a provider that has 500 channels, do you think that those companies' days are numbered and that eventually it will just be you have your network subscription to an app instead of, say, paying $150 a month for, 400 channels of which you watch 10?
It's a phenomenal question. It really is a great question because I don't think that the providers will go away because I think there are a lot of people who rely on them. It's, speaking of my mother-in-law, like she's not getting she still has no idea how to use the apps. Your grandmother has no idea how to use the apps, which that video was great.
You don't know our grandmothers. They might.
I do know her grandmother, and she doesn't. So
she calls us Colander.
Yeah, Colander.
My brother did that for a while because
Colander. But I do think that it's going to seriously put a big hit and change them how to.
It's already.
Yeah, it's already taking a big hit.
The landscape is going to be so different in 5 years from now. Honestly, I think that you're going to have to bundle your apps instead of your shows. So there will be providers that you pay a certain amount and you get 10 apps. You pay a certain amount, you get 20 apps, and you get to pick which those are. Certain apps cost more money, and that's just going to be the way of the future.
It's just
I
a new
believe.
kind of cable, basically, because everything's cyclical, especially when it comes to technology evolving this way.
We're not going to be paying less than we were paying for cable.
Yeah.
We're just going to be paying differently.
I find myself using Roku way more than I do. We have Spectrum, but that's only because my wife. wants
I'm
it.
the TV girl. I don't have that. I
don't need
literally
it.
only have apps anymore.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
You really don't need it.
Well, I have it simply so I don't have to pay for any of the apps and sports because I like to watch. I don't like to have to go like 6 different steps to click on my show. I want to click on the TV and scroll through and
Yeah,
press
but how
play.
do you do your Netflix stuff?
I have to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
I have to, but I'm saying like traditional TV, I like scrolling through channels. It's like it's therapy to me.
Yeah.
I like seeing what's on TV. I like, there's an episode
But
of Seinfeld. Let's see what it is.
that's why I won't completely go away. There are a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people. I also don't have a lot of time to sit around and to do that.
Right.
Like, so when I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go on, find my show. Okay, I know it was on. It was on last night on Hulu because I can't watch a lot of stuff live. And the shows that I really watch, the ones that like Succession, I'm watching. I don't need to find that on HBO. I just bring them on the HBO app. Mandalorian,
Amazon.
right? Mandalorian, I'll be watching weekly. Of how I need the app. By the way, did you see how many tweets Disney Plus put out about all the programs?
Oh, I know.
No.
Yeah,
Like
heavyweights.
600 tweets.
Obey, consume. Sorry.
I think that these networks, though, are going to have to change the way that they're able to get viewed because if they want to keep up, like CW, I already can watch without having cable. I can watch all the CW most recent 4 episodes. So that's why I watch all of them, because I can.
Right.
If you want me to watch your show, now you're going to have to provide it differently.
Totally.
And there's tons of ads in it, and I'll watch those anyway because that's my only choice. Otherwise, I'd have to pay for CW.
And the other thing too is with a cable subscription, I'm able to sign into just about any app of any channel on television just by using my Uverse, right? And I can sign into any of those things. Now, do I get the ABC Digital? No. Do I get CBS All Access? No. But I don't really watch anything on there. Nothing has really grabbed my attention. Will I get Disney Plus? Sure. Will I get Peacock? I don't know.
What is ABC Digital?
ABC Digital was like their streaming service before, and now it's basically been rolled under. That's going to be rolled into Disney Plus.
Oh.
But ABC Digital existed before.
What did they have? They just had all the ABC shows?
They had a lot of they had all
was
the
like
ABC
Shonda's
shows,
shows?
but they also had like a digital platform. That
So
they,
Modern Family's
like
gonna
Eliza
be-
Schlesinger had a show.
Right.
on-
Is Modern Family going to be on Disney Plus or is it going to be on Hulu?
I think both.
Both, probably.
Wait,
What do
out
you
of all
mean?
those tweets that came out today, what's your guys' favorite?
I haven't looked at all.
You
There's too
didn't
many.
look at because there's all these random like
That came out
family
on
movies.
Monday.
Old school
Or-
ones, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Not today, Monday. Thank you.
Right.
No worries.
Yeah.
When you're talking about Modern Family, what are you talking about?
Where is it going to live?
Episodes.
You mean previous episodes?
Yeah.
Because it's final season.
Yeah.
So,
Like just the
like who's going to have the rights
library.
to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think both probably.
Just because I didn't. Because there's some adult themes, I
Yes.
guess, sometimes too. I just don't know what the. Well, I mean, shit. The Mandalorian looks pretty dark, also.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Roger Rabbit has adult themes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I just don't know what like rated R movies are not going to show up on Disney Plus.
Right.
So it's just that's why like where the library for say there's going to be a ton of movies that they got from Fox that will live on Plus, but the rated R ones where do they go? I assume they go on
Yeah,
Hulu
like where
or
do we
Plus.
see Alien?
Right. Right.
The Alien trilogy.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it probably goes to Hulu is what I would assume.
These are the things that keep Dorina up at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do we see Alien?
I mean, I do have some of them in DVD, but still. Because you got to keep that physical media. Because my internet went out for 2 days, and I was like, I can't watch it.
Yeah, and that's the thing,
Your
too,
internet was
is-
out for 2 days?
Yeah,
Are you
isn't that
near the
crazy?
fires?
No, I'm going through remodeling and mold remediation crap. It's like really annoying first world problem crap.
Yeah.
Are any of you guys affected by the fires at all?
No. Far out.
My apartment
Just the
smelled like a
smoke.
campfire
Yeah.
on Friday night for sure.
You could. Well,
You could smell it.
You could smell it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
all right. Let me know if we get another call. Thank you. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
This is Juan from Atlanta.
Hey, Juan.
Hey, Juan.
Juan, let me ask you a question. So if we, you can ask us anything that you want, but you can also, Atlanta, if you wanted to get yourself to.
He already won some tickets last week, didn't
Oh,
he?
you did? Did you win tickets last?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I won tickets.
all right, so you're
I
not,
like what you
so
did,
you're,
though.
You're not calling in to win
this
tickets, then.
this is the guy who I said 1 or 2 questions and you were like 2 and I was like 1 for 1.
All right, so you're not calling in to win tickets.
No.
Okay, what do you got for us today?
Just, question. So Roxy has talked about how far in advance she prepares for shows and does all her research. And I know you're a great interviewer, from watching one-on-one and stuff. So I just wanted to say, like, asking questions and stuff, that's just something that doesn't come easily to me. So do you also prepare far in advance or...
For myself?
For you, Christian, yeah.
Not like Roxy does. I don't think anybody does. Roxy's one, and I've said this about Roxy since the day I met her. She's one of the best researchers and overall prep people that you'll ever meet.
I don't think everybody has to, though.
No,
To each their own.
different styles.
Yeah.
What I would do for one-on-one before people came in is I would pull up facts about them and just things that I want to talk about. My big thing for interviews is I don't, even if I have a idea of where I want to go with the people, it's about conversation for me. So I want if they bring up something that I wasn't expecting, I listen, and that's what Roxy does. And I think that's what a really good interviewer does, is that you listen and you let the conversation go. That's why one of the things that people didn't realize, and it was really silly. I looked at the clips from when we did the CM Punk interview for when he was going. Well, the majority of it. Roxy was brilliant in that interview because people gave her shit for it. He would say something and she would stop and she said, "Well, what do you mean there? Like, clarify that." And like then we got another soundbite out of it. And people were like, "Oh, she's interrupting him." No, she was making him clarify on stuff, and because that's what a good interviewer does. They listen.
I think it depends on what your end goal is, right? So as somebody who gets paid by outlets to get press, you have to have a clear soundbite. And so sometimes if somebody phrases something in a convoluted, strange way and you're thinking about pulling that quote or what that looks like, I will say, what do you mean by that?
Right.
Or even if it's just a little confusing. With the Crispin Glover one, I thought, Christian, what you did so brilliantly when he was talking about Zemeckis, honestly, I was slightly confused initially when he was talking about
Right.
it. And you were listening so intently that you knew to ask the follow-up question. And that's what got us so much conversation.
Right.
He had
Right.
a crazy heat about that
But
because
that's what CM Punk said to us afterwards, and that was the thing, is that because I got a lot of people who came up to me afterwards or texted me and said, "How did you guys get him to talk about the WWE thing? He wouldn't talk about anyone." I said it was what he said to Roxanne afterwards. Thank you for just having a conversation with me.
Yeah.
We were just having a conversation with them. We're just listening to them the same way that we're talking to each other here. They're people.
Yeah.
They want to come in and have conversations. They're so tired of just doing the same thing of, what was it like working with this someone? What did you
Right.
get? I mean, well, it's like, we'll get that. We'll do that, but it's you want more.
But you also want to, exactly, you want to treat them like humans,
Yes.
right? Like you don't want to treat them like this. Oh, I know this
Subjects.
person
Right.
from this movie, and this is this character, so this is
Right.
all we're going to talk about. They want to have a conversation. They
Yeah.
don't want to just answer like a checklist of questions.
Juan, I have no idea what you do or what you want to do, but I think that it all stems from a genuine curiosity,
Curiosity.
for people. So, like the same way that I am with my friends, if you're that friend who you don't really talk that much about yourself, and when people say things, you genuinely want to ask
What do you mean?
follow-ups. How is that? What do you mean? Are you doing okay? What does that look like? What's that part of your job? As opposed to when somebody just says, "I'm in banking," and you say, "Cool. Anyway, well, my day was
Yeah,
going."
right.
Then that's somebody I think who likes to interview people because you like to talk to them.
Interviewers do that all the time, and it drives me crazy when they go, Yeah, definitely.
Definitely,
So,
anyway,
okay, right. Definitely. You didn't listen
sure.
to what
Because
they
they're just
said.
looking at the notes.
They're waiting for
Yeah,
the
they
next
want
question.
the next question.
It's the 60 minutes thing that they always make fun of on Last Week Tonight is they're trying to get a soundbite, they're trying to get an answer to the question, and they just ask. I mean, it's a straight up interview. There's nothing like genuine about the whole thing. It rarely is, but I think a lot of times too is you are seeing what they have to cut for a television show. So maybe they interviewed for 20, 30, 45 minutes, whatever. On here, you're getting the full organic, uncut interview live, and that's this thing.
And I've never made any. I've never tried to hide it. Like I've told many times that Howard Stern's my favorite radio personality all time.
Why would you
and-
try to hide that?
No, I don't want to say like where. Well, I definitely got a lot of my style as far as how I talk to people from him because he just talks to people, and when you feel like he's met people day of, and it feels like he's known them for 30 years because he has no fear in the way that he asks things. So like I think sometimes people ask, do you get starstruck? I really don't. I really don't anymore because like you just said, they're people. They don't have conversations. Now there's some people that come in, you're like, holy crap, I'm in the room with
Jean-Claude Van Damme,
whoever, and but you got to still talk to them the same way. But there's some people who carry themselves a certain way, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, you need alien technology to really figure out what's going on with him. But
There
it was
were no
amazing.
follow-ups. I did not. I don't even know.
I don't
But
know
it
what
was
happened.
still
It was
a great
amazing. It was
interview.
it might have been my favorite interview ever. I think we asked one question of how are you, and then the whole thing was, do you want some cookies?
Did you like Pittsburgh?
Cool.
But at the end of the day, no matter how weird that interview was, you guys still listen, and it seemed like he had fun. It seemed like he enjoyed himself,
Right.
and that's the whole point. Right?
Do you want how much?
Well,
how
that was-
would you bet? What do you think the chances are, probability, if you asked him if he's ever been on Collider Live, would he say yes or no?
Oh no.
Oh, of course not.
I think he would say yes.
You think he would say yes?
I do.
No
I think
way.
I think he is aware of those things.
You think so?
I wouldn't remember
I
what
do.
shows I
I
would
didn't
be
think
on,
Katie
though,
Sackhoff
if I
knew my
was-
name.
Yeah.
You think Jean-Claude Van Damme knows he was on Collider Live?
Like, how many outlets do these people do, though?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even though it was an
I
hour, we had
think
him on
he-
for an hour, right?
I think he does.
An hour
I don't
and a
think he would
half hour.
recognize us, but I think he knew that he was at Collider.
Yeah.
Or Colander. Or what is
Colander,
it?
that's what Grammy
Well,
says.
that's a crazy.
I
I
would-
sat
I
down.
would-
I had a 2.5-hour conversation.
Hey, thanks
on
for the
one.
call.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
For 2.5 hours, I talked to Richard Dreyfuss, and I always wondered to myself because I sat down with him for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would remember me.
I sat down with Russell Simmons for 2 hours.
Yeah.
This was pre-Me Too Russell Simmons, so everybody cool yourself. And I saw him at Disney the next week, and he did not recognize
After
me.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Just you and
2
him.
hours. Him and me talking about it was massive.
Yeah.
Back and forth after pictures together, conversation. He was trying to get me to go to his yoga studio. He was trying to convert me to veganism,
Wow.
like
And didn't
all of
remember
this
you.
stuff. I saw him and I said hello because it was literally like
2 hours.
4 days
Right.
prior.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey. And just kept walking.
Well,
and
you
I
didn't
was
want to
like, wow,
join.
that's crazy.
You didn't want to join his cult, so he's like, man.
The flip
I
side of that
guess.
though is I spent 5 minutes with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he saw me at John and Vinny's, and he came up and said hey to me.
He's got that
Yeah.
kind of memory though too. From
I was
what I
gonna
heard
say
about people. Yeah.
everybody's different. Like I personally won't remember people even if I meet them that one day and I talk to them for like 30 minutes. I won't remember somebody unless I actually meet them several times. So, but then some people remember your face, right?
See, I'm good with faces. I'm horrendous with names.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with. I'll forget your name 5 seconds after you tell me.
Yeah.
I'm so
Same.
bad with names,
It's
but great
tough
with faces.
because business-wise, it's so important to
Yes.
remember, and I struggle with it as well. And
Names
I've
is
read
tough.
books on these, how important and different memory ways and all that stuff. I think we all.
I also
But the
enjoy
best way-
drinking, and I know I've met a lot of people while
Right.
drunk. I
Same.
know that I have.
True. Let's do one more
Same.
call and then we'll call it a day. Hey, you're on Collider Live. What do we got?
Hey, it's Jerry from Texas.
Hey, man. What do you got for us today?
Hey, so really quick question. I was thinking that the Rise of Skywalker final trailer was going to premiere today, but then I'm hearing conflicting reports that's going to premiere next week.
Monday.
So which is it?
Yeah.
I was
We
hearing
don't
that
know
as
either.
well. Honestly, because this is a pre-tape. By the time that we're talking about this,
Yeah.
there will be
We'll
an
know.
answer.
Yeah, we'll know.
So
So it could be today.
Unclear.
Yeah, on the day that
So
we're
the
taking.
initial report was the 21st.
Right, but then
And then-
Boyega's agent or something said
Yeah,
that.
and then Boyega finally came out and said, "You know what? I don't know." So I
I don't
but
know.
It's
You think
soon.
it- I don't think it's tonight. I really don't.
They give us a heads up.
They would let you
They
know.
they,
Why
they
wouldn't you
want us.
it?
To, why wouldn't they give us a heads
Let
up?
you know. I think it's
to
next
get
week.
everybody to go to that
Yeah.
game to watch it.
All right.
Christian, I know you do have a lot of people flying to Florida from all over the place, though. So I don't know, maybe Texas, hopping over to Florida.
Do you think you're able to make a Florida show if we give you the tickets, or probably not?
No, I
got me full, dude.
Yeah, that's all right. No worries. All right. Well, thank you for the phone call, for sure. By the way, we are doing the pre-tape, and at this point, the Halloween Horror Nights is already on the Collider Live
When
channel.
did it air?
It would have aired on Tuesday.
Yes,
So,
and I've seen most of it, and it is amazing. You guys are gonna love it.
yeah, and again, because of this pre-tape, we probably showed some of
Frank.
it. You probably
Seriously.
saw some of it already, because on Tuesday we showed it.
Whoa.
We showed clips of it, and then they aired it on the Collider Live channel. So if you have not seen the Halloween Horror Nights with myself and Roxy and Dorina and Riley and Makuga
And Wendy,
Katie Sackhoff, make sure that you and Frank, and thank you to Frank for
Frank
just cutting
did
a hell of a job.
This is one of the coolest things Frank has done for Collider. It looks so good.
I can't wait.
Sure,
to
it
see
took
it.
forever.
Yes, it's amazing.
I'm sure he's working on a ton of stuff. I think we can try to do one more and then call it a day, Cody. If you got the phone lines open, still, if you no.
Wait. Here's somebody. We have someone on the line.
All right. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Drop my call. It's Carlos from Tijuana.
Hey, Carlos. Okay,
Welcome
so
back, friend.
what do you got for us here? And then you're going to be the last call of the day.
Awesome. Sounds good. Just two quick things. I want to see if Makuga can do a shout out to my sister. She's a big fan. It's Maurice Cruz.
Marie or Maurice?
Maurice.
Okay. Maurice Cruz. If you're a big fan of me, I'm a big fan of you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. And if you're ever in the United States, tequila's on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great shout out.
Did we lose him again? Oh, we lost him again.
Looks like we lost him again.
I used to work at an
Thanks,
orphanage
Abby.
in Tijuana.
You used to work where?
Well, it's good.
At
You
an
got,
orphanage in Tijuana.
oh, wow. Well, listen,
That's good
you
for
got
you.
that. At least you got that shout out.
I got that shout
That's
out
good.
to
Okay,
Maurice.
look, that's the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this very special edition of Collider Live. Thank you to Dorina, Roxy, Riley, Cody Hall, Josh Makuga, all the wonderful callers here today. The crew will be back tomorrow. Who's on? Is it you?
We are still working that out.
Still figuring it out. Okay, so you're going to have a crew here tomorrow for the Friday show. You got a full hour. And if you are in the Florida area, make sure that you check out October 19th, schmodownlive.com. Come see us. And December 7th, Schmodown Spectacular. Tickets are on sale now. Come see us. And they'll see you tomorrow.
I love being drunk on a mountain in a hot tub.